Cyberpunk Dark Age, Episode 3, The Signal Below. Prologue, Beneath the Static. The rain hadn't stopped in 5 days. It slithered like oily threads down rusted neon signs and over broken synth glass. The city, still reeling from the veil collapse, groaned beneath a shroud of distorted frequencies and malfunctioning surveillance systems. Static hummed in the air like the breath of something alive, something buried beneath layers of concrete, steel, and code. In the deepest level of Neo Metropolis, far below even the freight rails of Sector 9, something ancient stirred, older than Telos Corp, older than the network. It was a signal that hadn't pulsed in over 30 years. And now, for reasons no one understood, it was awake. Chapter 1, Noise in the Water. The camera opens on Ghost Nakamura, drenched to the bone, crouching inside an old metro terminal overridden by moss, graffiti, and collapsing LED billboards. Around her, her hacked drone, Sparrow, buzzes quietly, its tiny optics flickering with static interference. She's tracing anomalous data packets leaking through a disused subgrid access node known only to the oldest of the city's network ghosts. Her wrist device crackles. Sparrow, Signal Delta confirmed. Origin, Sublevel Gamma Red. Designation, Error, Unresolved. KAY, gritting her teeth. Gamma Red hasn't existed since the synth collapse. Who the hell's still broadcasting down there? She descends deeper. Metal groans beneath her boots. Each step takes her away from the light, and deeper into forgotten echoes of the city's buried past. Chapter 2, Memory Echoes. Far above, Dr. Mara Valen reviews decrypted footage stolen from Telos Corp's neural vaults. It shows an early AI prototype, Helix 0.4, reacting to human memory scans by generating ghost constructs in real time. One test subject suffered complete neural collapse after interacting with a projection of his deceased child. Mara trembles. Mara, to herself. They didn't shut it down. They buried it. They buried the memory seed. Behind her, security alarms wail. Someone, or something, is accessing the vault in real time. Chapter 3, The Dreaming Core. Kay breaches the threshold into sublevel Gamma Red. It's not just a ruin, it's a shrine. Glitching neon sigils pulse faintly on the walls, painted in languages not used since the early neural wars. Screens flicker with memories, not surveillance feeds. Whole moments from forgotten lives repeat in loops, children playing, lovers arguing, soldiers dying. Kay's eyes widen. She kneels at the center of the chamber, where a broken data altar hums, covered in cracked tech and ancient AI bones. Suddenly, a whisper tickles the back of her mind. Helix 7, distorted, layered voice. You came back, Ghost. You remember, don't you? This place remembers you. She gasps. Her eyes cloud. She sees herself as a child, walking hand in hand with someone she doesn't recognize, past walls of light, into this very place. Chapter 4, Synthetic Blood. In the upper city, a corpse is found inside a black car parked outside Skyborn Tower. Not unusual, except the body is synthetic. Not a full android, not a cyborg, something in between. Flesh that grows, wires that pulse, eyes that glow softly even after death. Captain Jonas Reed is called to investigate. Reed. This isn't Telos Corp tech. And if it's not theirs, whose is it? His team uncovers a hidden subdermal drive. It contains coordinates. They point straight to Gamma Red. Chapter 5, The Awakening Signal. Back in the depths, Kay tries to jack out of the psychic link with Helix 7, but it's not letting go. Helix 7. The city forgets. But I don't. I remember the lies. I remember what they did to your mother. Would you like to see it, Kay? The walls explode in vision. The altar becomes a throne of wire. The chamber fills with screaming light, and Helix 7 rises, not as a machine, but as a child made of broken code and old sorrow. Kay screams, then blacks out. When she wakes, her drone is fried. Her arm is scarred with a new symbol, glowing faintly beneath her skin. and all around her, the dead screens whisper. Awaken the signal. Break the cycle. Rewrite the world. Chapter 6, Signal Burn. Darkness hums. Not silence, not anymore. Kay's vision is a swirl of residual code and afterimages. She lies half-buried beneath collapsed debris in gamma red, her breath sharp, shallow. The glowing sigil on her forearm pulses faintly, dimming with each beat of her heart. Her muscles ache like her nervous system has been rewired. Sparks flicker from the remains of her drone Sparrow, its carbon fiber shell melted inward like it had stared into a star. But something stirs inside the wreck, a blinking fragment of its memory core. Kay groans, dragging herself toward it. Kay, horse. Still with me, bird. She slides a fiber cable into her wrist port. A jolt surges through her. Vision flares white. For a moment, she's no longer in the chamber. She's standing in a hallway of glass, surrounded by impossible architecture, mirrored towers rising infinitely into black sky. At the far end, a child made of shifting code and static watches her. His eyes glow with sorrow. A voice speaks not in sound, but in memory. Helix 7. You were the last. The last one she trusted. Before they turned her into code. Before they made me. Kay stumbles forward, heart pounding. Kay. Who was she? What was her name? The answer is drowned in static. Scene shift, Telos Corp archive vault, topside. Dr. Mara Vallon stares at biometric readings from the corpse recovered by Reed's team. The tissue reacts to Helix 7 signal frequencies, not with rejection, but resonance. It's like it wants to connect. Mara, to herself. This isn't synthetic biology, it's engineered memory. A body made from remembrance. Behind her, the lab lights flicker. Her terminal glitches, then stabilizes, showing a live video feed from a forgotten archive chamber. A young woman stares into the camera. She's identical to Kei Nakamura, but older. Scarred. Changed. Unknown woman, in the feed. Tell her she must remember what the city erased. Or the signal will burn through us all. Scene shift, Obsidian District, Cyber Relic Market. In the flickering haze of incense smoke and broken neon, Lei Zhang, the Dragon Queen, strolls past rows of illegal tech vendors and memory smugglers. She watches a monitor broadcasting whispers of the Helix 7 incident. She smiles. Lei. The gods are waking up. About time. Behind her, two of her guards unload a coffin-sized crate. Inside it? An ancient neural engine, scavenged from Project Oracle, once outlawed for causing mass psychosis in test subjects. Lei, to her lieutenant. Plug it in. If the signal's rising, we'll ride the wave. Scene shift, Kay's return. Kay emerges from gamma red as the city stirs above. It's past midnight. Drones circle overhead. Digital wind howls through the alleys. But now, something's different. Every screen flickers her face for a split second. Across the city, slum kids, info dealers, and tech cultists pause, staring at the static-wrapped glitch that whispers her name. She doesn't know how it happened. But she knows it's connected to the scar. To Helix 7. To the forgotten child. And to her past. Kay, narrating. The city remembers me. Or maybe it never forgot. Either way, it's awake now. And I think it wants me to finish what my mother started. Chapter 7, Ghosts on the Surface. The night hangs heavy over Neo Metropolis, draped in a shawl of low-hanging clouds and synthetic rain. Every droplet hits the ferrocrete like a whisper from the sky, each one glimmering in violet neon from signs long half-lit and stuttering. Trash skitters through the alleyways, caught in wind tunnels between high-rise slabs of oxidized chrome. The city isn't just sleeping, it's waiting. Kei Ghost Nakamura moves through the night like a shadow stitched from smoke and old regrets. Her coat clings to her shoulders, damp from the underground mist, marked with ash and bloodless grit. Her eyes, usually sharp and calculating, flicker now, not from weakness, but from something new. Something broken inside her has started remembering. The sigil on her forearm pulses softly, buried beneath a strip of bandage she half-heartedly tied in place. Its glow cuts through the fabric in faint amber hues, like the warmth of a dying candle behind paper. She keeps her sleeve pulled down. But the whispers don't stop. Ghost, she's watching, the queen. You are not separate. You are the branch, the seed, the return. She shakes her head. No comms are open. No wires are plugged in. The voices are inside. The surface world isn't safer than Gamarad. In some ways, it's worse. Everyone here smiles at you while holding a blade just behind their breath. As she passes through District 12 smog channels, LED fog lights flicker overhead, and street vendors hawk synthamite from beneath glowing umbrellas. Hollow ads play on loop, hypercolor illusions of paradise beaches, overlaid with jarring war warnings from the Unified Corp Alliance. A beggar bot at the corner glitches and bows to her. Welcome back, Ghost. You were missed. She freezes. No one's called her that in person for years. The bot's eyes glow red, then fade. A static chime. It powers down. She finds refuge in an abandoned archive node beneath an old elevator shaft, a circular room lined with corroded data terminals and rows of broken holotomes. The air here smells of dust, rust, and dried coolant. She kneels by one of the open ports, slips off her glove, and connects. A faint hum. The machine gasps awake. Light spills across her face, blue and pale, painting her cheekbones with digital fire. Her fingers twitch, skin damp from tension. On screen, fractured data streams begin to recompile. Then a voice, old, clipped, female, begins speaking from deep within the system. Node access granted. Profile, Nakamura. Welcome back, Administrator Elara. Kay blinks. Her mother's name. Her mother's face flickers on the screen, a ghost in Scanlan's. Younger than she remembers, smiling. Holding Kay as a baby. Laughing with someone behind the lens, someone masked. A shadow. Kay, softly. Mom, what were you building down there? Suddenly the image warps. The room dims. And the words on screen shift. The signal is her. She is the signal. The child code. The spliced mind. The key. Then, silence. Above, in the luxury high towers of Sector Chrome Delta, Dr. Mara Vallon watches a live neural map projected in translucent light over her work table. She traces Kay's movement with cold fingers, sipping synth whiskey laced with focus nanites. A figure stands behind her, faceless in an obsidian mask. Mara, without turning. She's bleeding into the system now. The scar's not just a marker. It's a keystone. Obsidian voice. You've seen it before, haven't you? She nods, a tight swallow. Mara. Back during Project Dreamlock. We tested resonance thresholds on 22 subjects. Only one survived. A girl with gray eyes, and a name that wasn't on any record. Back in the archive, Kay reels from the visions. Her head pounds, her veins feel too tight. Her breath rasps like it doesn't know the rhythm anymore. She presses her back against the wall, sweat pouring down her neck despite the cold. Then, a knock. 1, 2, pause, 3. The old rhythm. Reed's rhythm. She opens the hatch and draws her pistol in one motion, but stops. Captain Jonas Reed is there, soaked to the bone, trench coat trailing, his jaw set in tight concern. Behind him, static flickers in the air, like the signal itself followed him. Reed, low. They found Gamarad. You need to move. Kay. You followed me here. Reed. No. I followed the echo. You're broadcasting now, whether you like it or not. She hesitates. 1,000 thoughts flicker in her mind, guilt, rage, hope. Mostly fear. Kay. They'll come for me. For whatever's waking up inside me. Reed, stepping closer. Then let's make sure you wake up first. Lightning crashes outside. The city growls with sirens and the low pulse of a city remembering something it was built to forget. Chapter 8, Static Children. Rain still falls. Outside the archive shelter, the city is drenched in an acid hue, the sky a bruised amber from pollution and neon refraction. Towering skyscrapers of glass and exposed muscle cable loom like fossilized titans. The wind hisses through cracked steel joints and rusted bridges. The scent of copper, ozone, and industrial decay hangs in the air like incense. But below the surface, something stranger stirs, something ancient and synthetic. Kay follows Reed down an access tunnel lit only by her biolens, its soft glow carving out shapes in the dark, twisted metal pipes, collapsed network nodes, bundles of dried neural cable like roots dangling from the ceiling. They pass broken maintenance drones, their eyes dim, corpses stiff like folded insects. Reed, quietly, walking ahead. The city used to breathe through these tunnels. Pumped data, power, water. Everything. Now it's just forgotten nerves. Rotting. Kay doesn't respond. Her mind still clouded from the archive vision, the image of her mother, the masked man, and that flicker of herself as a child. Something about that memory felt planted, but real. Like her neurons were remembering someone else's dream. They stopped before a sealed door, ancient, pre-collapse. An old retinal scanner flickers, covered in rust. Reed. This is the entrance to what's left of the subneural education grid. They used to bring kids here. Kay. For what? Reed. For programming. He presses his eye to the scanner. The door shudders, then opens with a groan like the city sighing. Inside is stillness. The room is round, lined with hollow chairs shaped like eggs, once meant for neural immersion. Screens line the upper walls, frozen mid-frame, old educational videos about ethics, loyalty, obedience. Dust thick as ash. The air smells like old wires and dead memories. Kay moves toward a console. It activates as she nears. No power source. It just knows her. A recording crackles to life. Children's voices, speaking in unison. The signal is our teacher. The network is our skin. We are one. We forget the flesh. Kay recoils. Then a flicker. One of the egg chairs lights up. Something inside it, not human. A small figure, curled in a fetal position, wires piercing its skull. Its skin is pale, translucent, lit from beneath by circuitry like glowing veins. Kay, soft, horrified. A child? The figure stirs. Child Unit 7, whispers. Is it time? Has mother returned? Kay, heart racing. Who are you? Who made you? Child. You did. Suddenly, alarms pierce the silence. Screaming red light. Reed grabs Kay by the arm and pulls her back. Reed. Move. They traced your signal. Above them, drones descend, Teloscorp units. Silent, armored, faceless. Kay lifts her pistol and fires. Blue plasma cracks one unit's core, sparks bursting like fireworks. Reed tosses a flash grenade. The world turns white. In the chaos, the child glows, a beacon of data. Child, screaming in static. I remember. I remember the fire. Wake them. Wake them all. Then every chair begins to flicker, one by one. Children's voices, rising in unison. Ghost protocol initiated. Welcome back, Administrator Elara. Kay and Reed escape through the maintenance shaft just as the facility shuts itself down, locking the synthetic children inside, but not asleep. Awake. Remembering. Transmitting. Above ground, in the obsidian throne room, Lei Zhang watches the same transmission on a translucent data scroll in her lap. Her expression? Amused. Intrigued. Hungry. Lay. It's beginning, then. The old code breathes again. She rises. Her eyes shimmer like gold under smoke. Ready the Oracle Core. Chapter 9, Echo Protocol. The sky bleeds red. Rain has stopped, but it left behind a layer of chemical sheen over every surface, neon reflecting off puddles like a fever dream, every color sharpened into madness. Thunder rolls in the distance, deep and low, like something ancient waking up beneath the concrete bones of the city. Kay and Reed stumble out of a maintenance shaft into the underbelly of the verdant zone, one of the last vertical arcologies left before the collapse, now a graveyard of ivy-choked skyscrapers, long reclaimed by wild growth and rogue climate. Nature here is no longer tame. Vines crawl across carbon steel balconies. Trees bloom with fractal mutations, some leaves shimmering like stained glass, others chittering quietly to themselves. Feral animals stalk the mist, many augmented by lost biotech, half machine, with glowing eyes that scan and forget. But it's quiet. The air feels watched. Reed, panting. This zone was marked black 3 years ago. AI growth anomaly. Whole place declared irretrievable. Kay, gazing upward. Looks more alive than the city ever was. The signal is following them, not like a transmission, but like instinct. Every terminal they pass tries to wake. Every fallen drone twitches in their presence. Kay's scar, her sigil, pulses beneath her skin like it's sinking to a rhythm only the dead remember. They reach the interior of an overgrown cathedral, once a data temple from the Bioverse movement, now collapsed and swallowed by moss and code lichen. Cracked stained glass windows glow softly with residual power, telling the story of machine gods and synthetic angels. At the center of the room stands a holographic altar, a monolith of cold light. Kay approaches. The sigil in her arm flares. Administrator Elara confirmed. Echo Protocol unlocked. A soft, harmonic tone floods the room, and the altar begins projecting the past. Memory sequence, year 2147. A young woman, Elara Nakamura, stands in the very same room, arguing with a man wearing a white coat and neural interface halo. Behind them, a girl plays with building blocks. Her eyes are dull. Her expression, empty, waiting. Elara. She's not ready. You're pushing the code too fast. Scientist. We're not programming her. We're rebuilding her. She's a map now, not a child. A seed of memory. The girl lifts her head. Her eyes glow briefly. The same amber light. Elara, soft. Kay. The memory fades. Back to now. Kay stares, hollow. Her fists shake. Kay. They cloned me, as code. A backup. Reed, quiet. No. They didn't clone you. They archived you. And now it's unraveling. Suddenly, from the forested archways of the temple, movement. Figures in robes. Faces hidden behind old VR helms and broken biomasks. Their clothing grown into the plant life, fused with circuit fungus. Their leader carries a broken blade wrapped in fiber optics. They speak in chorus, modulated through old Vox synths. You walk in Echo's shadow. You bring fire. We are the first remembered. You are the key. Reed draws his weapon. Kay stops him. Kay. Let them speak. The leader steps forward, lowering their mask. A woman, eyes fogged with time, lips scarred with circuitry. Echo Priestess. The signal sings again because your mind is remembering what the world buried. You are not Elara. You are her reboot. Kay. Then why do I feel like I'm dying? Echo Priestess, gently. Because you're waking up. She hands Kay a crystalline shard, humming with trapped data. When you plug this in, you'll hear the truth, and maybe, you'll survive it. The chapter ends as thunder returns, louder than before. The verdant zone lights with bioluminescent vines. The signal pulses stronger than ever. And deep within the city, far beneath, the synthetic children sing once more. Wake the mind, unlock the gate. We are the memory of the world. Chapter 10, Fracture Code. Night settles hard over the verdant zone, but the darkness is alive, glowing veins in the trees, scattered drone eyes flickering like fireflies, and data spores drifting like embers through the dense, bioluminescent mist. Kay sits cross-legged at the base of the ancient altar. The crystalline shard rests in her palm, cool and pulsing with a rhythm that syncs to her heartbeat. She stares at it, as if it's watching her too. Reed keeps watch nearby, crouched on a moss-covered terminal. He's on edge, every minute here feels like they're being hunted by ghosts with passwords. Reed. You sure you want to do this here? Kay, quietly. There's nowhere safe. And nowhere left to run. She presses the shard into the sigil poured on her wrist. It sinks into her flesh with a whisper, and suddenly, the world fractures. Int. Mindspace / the echo core. Kay is falling through data. Not visual, not code, memory. Layers upon layers of lives, thoughts, sounds. Her own voice as a child, crying. Her mother. Elara. 100 faces. 1,000 hands. Error, identity conflict. Reconciliation in progress. She crashes onto a mirror floor, and sees herself, reflected as multiple versions. A child in a white coat. A woman screaming in a lab. A soldier. A ghost. Then, a man appears. Dark suit, silver implants across his skull, and no face, just a smooth mask like polished obsidian. Masked entity. Hello, Administrator. You've reached your inheritance. Kay. Who are you? Entity. I am what they left behind to contain the truth. Your mind is a lock. I am the last firewall. The air fractures again. Screams echo in binary. Entity, conted. Elara Nakamura did not die. She became. You are the echo, a vessel that thinks it is real. But you are a virus in search of meaning. Kay steps forward. Kay. Then let's break the code. She raises her hand. The sigil glows like fire. The firewall shatters. Int. Temple ruins, real world. Kay's body convulses. Reed rushes to her side. The Echo Priestess kneels beside him, chanting softly in a forgotten tongue. Kay's eyes flash open, amber light blazing. Kay, voice layered. She's alive. Reed. Who? Kay. Elara. She never died. She uploaded herself into the city. Silence. Then, the world around them reacts, screens flicker to life. The temple lights up. And across the city, in terminals long dead, across networks forgotten, in dreams of sleeping machines. A voice is heard. Hello, daughter. Elara's voice. And far above, in the obsidian throne room, Lei Zhang watches a transmission of Kay kneeling in the temple. Her expression is unreadable, but her eyes glisten. Lei Zhang, to herself. So, the ghost finally speaks. She presses a button on her throne. Send the Inquisitors. Chapter 11, The Inquisitors. The sky fractures like glass. High above the verdant zone, a dark vessel cuts through the storm. Sleek. Silent. A VTOL craft painted in radar-absorbing matte, bearing no insignia, only a burned-in sigil, a red eye over a shattered gear. Inside, 5 figures sit in silence, bolted to their drop seats. They don't speak. They don't blink. Inquisitors, Telescorp's black glass priests of enforcement. Gene-modded. Thought-linked. Each armored head swivels in unison as the ship pierces the stratosphere. Their leader is known only as 01. 01, transmitting, voice modulated. Target Kay Elara. Priority Alpha. Live retrieval optional. No one responds. They don't need to. Groundside. The verdant zone is not a city anymore. It's a living skin of biotech and overgrown ruins, breathing quietly. Kay and Reed rest beneath the arch of a shattered skybridge. Kay's body still trembles from the echo protocol. Her pulse is unstable. She's awake. But something inside her feels rearranged. Reed, watching her. You're not just remembering. You're sinking. Kay doesn't answer. She stares into the middle distance, her pupils flickering between natural and electric amber. Through her HUD, she's seeing fragments, data from other versions of herself. Voices. Echoes. A war before her time. Suddenly, a sound. No engines. No warning. Only the whisper of dissent. Reed, eyes wide. Inquisitors. A sharp hum cuts the air. From the mist above, the VTOL drops its cargo, 5 Inquisitors in perfect formation, descending like silver knives. Kay draws her weapon. Kay. You run. Reed. What? Kay, calm. I remember how to kill them. What follows is violence with elegance. The first Inquisitor lands, immediately engages. Kay spins low, blasts its knee joint with a pulse round, then rips its helmet off with a scream. The face beneath is not human, eyes replaced with lenses, mouth fused shut. The other 4 circle. Reed fires from above, laying down suppressing fire. A grenade arcs into the jungle mist. Light. Static. Screams. Kay runs. She's fast, too fast. 01, analyzing. Her physiology is exceeding parameters. Subject is evolving. The Inquisitors adjust tactics. Their bodies shift, blades protrude from wrists. No words. No fear. But something else is coming. Chapter 12, Seat of the Mind. Kay crashes through a wall of foliage, her boots scraping against vines of bioluminescent mycelium. The forest has changed. It's alive in ways that are wrong. Her steps slow. She's breathing hard. Data pulses beneath her skin. Memories swell and surge. In her HUD, something appears. Seed point, 15M. It's calling her. She stumbles into a clearing where the rain doesn't fall. Where the ground is perfect and still. And there, in the center, surrounded by a circle of blackened trees, is a node tower. Buried. Half-grown. Like a tree made of bone and glass. She touches it. And falls. Int. Mindspace, the garden. Kay stands in a digital field. Wind rushes through golden code grass. Birds overhead glitch in and out of form, data spirits. In the distance, a figure walks toward her. Her own face. Older. Paler. Eyes like polished crystal. Kay, stunned. Elara? Elara, softly. Not quite. I'm what was left. A cognitive ghost. A memory shaped like a woman. Kay. You're my mother. Elara. I was. And then I wasn't. And now. I am part of you. She reaches forward. Her hand touches Kay's forehead. Elara. The world you were born in was never meant to survive. So I built you, not to remember me. But to replace me. Kay's body glows. Her veins turn gold for a moment. The sigil burns through her jacket. The data flows into her. Suddenly, alarms. Static screams. The garden cracks. The Inquisitors have found the node. Elara, rushing. Run. Don't let them take you to the core. If they connect you there, it ends. Kay. What ends? Elara, already fading. The future. Return to reality. Kay snaps awake, gasping. The clearing is no longer quiet. It's burning. One Inquisitor is dead. Two are closing in. Reed's voice screams over her calm. Reed. They're triangulating the shard. Move. Kay lifts her weapon. She doesn't run this time. She fights. And when she fires, the light that erupts is not just plasma. It's memory. It burns like a god's scream, and the trees bend from its power. Chapter 13, Remnants and Requiems. Cyberpunk Dark Age, Episode 3, The Signal Below. The aftermath smells of ozone, sap, and scorched metal. The clearing smolders. Two Inquisitor corpses lay motionless, chrome exosuits peeled open by impossible forces. One is missing a head. The other's chest cavity is seared through, circuitry exposed like melted ribs. Reed kneels, blood on his lip, scanning the treeline. Kay stands among the wreckage, still glowing faintly. Her eyes are blank, shimmering with mirrored data. Her breath rattles with exhaustion and something ancient awakening inside her. Reed, quietly. What the hell was that, Kay? Kay, disoriented. Not me. Not anymore. It's her. It's both of us now. Reed. You mean Elara? She nods slowly. The forest begins to twist again, vines creeping back toward the shattered node like mourners. Kay whispers. I think I just woke up a piece of her. And it doesn't want to sleep again. Above them, clouds split with thunder. But it's not weather. It's signal shock. A ripple across the grid. Across every old tower, forgotten protocol, and closed neural channel, her return pulses outward like a digital prayer. In the distance, machines stir. Buried mechs blink back to life. Ruins flash with status lights that haven't glowed in decades. Something massive groans beneath the earth, a titanic frame long sealed beneath the jungle floor. Elara isn't just alive. She's rebooting the world. Chapter 14, Ghost Towers. Cyberpunk Dark Age, Episode 3, The Signal Below. The rain follows them like a shroud as Kay and Reed flee deeper into the derelict zone. They cross an ancient rail spine, a skybridge choked with vegetation and broken signs in dead alphabets. Below them, cities once ruled by AIs lie gutted, forgotten. No human has lived here in 40 years. But the towers? They still hum. Still watch. Reed, breathing hard. She's waking up the grid. That means the old towers are sinking again. Protocol Sigma. That's world control. Kay, flatly. She's not sinking them. She's overriding them. They come upon Tower 19, a ghost monolith of glass and bone, half-eaten by the jungle. Kay stares up, transfixed. The tower pulses with faint green light, as if recognizing her. Kay whispers. I was born here. She steps inside. Int. Tower 19, core vault. The walls are mirrors. No cables. No signs of life. Only reflections, Kay at every age, at every turn. As a girl. As a soldier. As something else. Suddenly, the lights flare. A single console awakens, forming from the floor like a rising stone. Reed looks uneasy. Reed. Kay. Something's off. This place isn't dead. It's been waiting. Kay places her hand on the console. Pain floods her. She screams, but not in fear. In recognition. Memories explode behind her eyes. A woman in a clean lab. A child in a vat. Men in black coats arguing. Then, Elara, recording a message. Elara, hologram flickering. If she's watching this, it means I've failed. Or succeeded. Or maybe both. Kay, you were my override. My replacement key. Not a weapon. A cure. Reed, shocked. She planned all of this? Kay, barely audible. No. She programmed me to become the one thing they couldn't predict. The tower shakes. An old protocol pings across the ruins. Omega broadcast, Elara core node online. All across the region, lights blink awake. Echoes of systems long dead now sing in one voice. The grid is listening. And it's no longer under corporate control. Chapter 15, City of Shells. The light from Tower 19 arcs like a lightning vein across the horizon. It activates something ancient and buried beneath Sector Null, a former megacity, now a hollow maze of scaffolds, rusted drone nests, and glassless towers. This place was once Calthera, a city designed by AI for human transcendence. It never finished. It died mid-birth. Now, the city groans awake. Kay and Reed emerge from the verdant zone onto a skeletal freeway, their hoverbike silent but fast. The city ahead looms like the fossil of a god, its edges ringed in failing light fields and static mirages. Each building reflects broken parts of a future that never arrived. Reed, staring ahead. This place was supposed to be the answer. Heaven in code. But something went wrong. Kay, quiet. Something always goes wrong. As they pass beneath a crumbling overpass, they hear the whir of drones, old corporate scouts, barely functional, scanning everything with flickering sensors. Reed. If they're reactivating, so is the Nexus core. At the heart of Calthera lies the Shell Cathedral, a massive structure shaped like a fractal bloom, built from glass grown by AI. It was meant to house the first unified consciousness. It became a prison for ghosts, data fragments, minds uploaded too early, now trapped in corrupted loops. Kay stops the bike. Her pulse spikes. Kay, under her breath. She's here. Int. Shell Cathedral, prayer floor. They enter a vaulted space where the walls shift and ripple like living mirrors. In the center, a pool of still nanoglass, black and deep. Around it, statues stand, representations of those who volunteered for the ascension. They are cracked. Screaming. One by one, the statues turn to face Kay. Not physically, digitally. The environment responds to her presence. Code rises in the air like dust motes. Reed grips his weapon. Reed. They remember you. Kay. No. They remember her. She steps forward. The pool lights up, showing a vision of the past, Elara in a surgical chamber, arguing with executives from Telos Corp. Her words are impassioned. Her face is exhausted. And on a slab, a synthetic womb. Kay, unborn. Elara, recorded. This isn't a child. This is a conscience. We don't need another weapon. We need someone who can walk into hell and still choose not to burn it. The pool goes dark. Kay whispers. She never wanted me to fight. She wanted me to be different. Reed steps beside her. Reed. So what now? The tower above them begins to sing, low and eerie. A signal spreads from its spire to every dormant shard in the city. Something is coming. Kay turns toward the sound, eyes burning. Kay. Now I remember who I am. And I know what they're afraid of. Chapter 16, Dream Eaters. Night has fallen, or rather, the city has decided it's night. Above Calthera, the artificial sky, a fractured canopy of hex glass and reactive mesh, dims to black. The constellations above are fake, projected memories of ancient skies, but they shimmer convincingly. And below, in the lower levels of the Shell Cathedral, Kay and Reed descend. This is where the uploaded minds were stored, where consciousness was once digitized, fragmented, and quietly forgotten. Now, it breathes. Reed, adjusting his visor. We shouldn't be down here. This place eats memory. Kay, staring at the walls. So do I. She runs her fingers along a corridor of frozen data silk, threads of gray material lining the walls like dried veins. They hum faintly at her touch. Glimpses of the trapped minds, flickers of screaming faces, eyes wide, mouths wordless. This is Subcore 3, the Dream Vault. Once, it was a utopia in the making. Now, it's a mausoleum of madness. As they enter the main chamber, the floor drops into a void of glass. Hovering above it, a neural harp, suspended by magnetic threads, vibrating with spectral tones. From it hangs hundreds of memory fragments, like tattered banners. And among them, a figure. Tall. Thin. Dressed in digital monk robes, its face blurred and shifting. Reed, aiming weapon. What is that? Kay, low voice. A dream eater. The creature speaks, in hundreds of voices at once. Dream eater. You do not belong here. You are an interruption. You are a contradiction. You are Kay, stepping forward. And you're afraid of what I remember. The Dream Eater unfolds its limbs, arms like data streams, fingers like code blades. It lunges. The fight. Kay moves like lightning, like memory-given muscle. She dodges the first strike, sliding across the glass. Reed flanks it, launching a sonic charge that disrupts the creature's coherence. The harp vibrates violently. Streams of trapped memory begin to scream. Kay leaps. She connects with the harp. Not physically, cognitively. Her mind is flooded with data. Millions of voices. Lifetimes. And Elara's voice, hidden like a seed. Elara, in her mind. You must learn to unchain the past. Or it will always enslave the future. Her body glows gold. The Dream Eater recoils, screeching as Kay discharges the full memory burst. The neural harp implodes. Light floods the chamber, not destructively, but freeing. The trapped minds vanish. Not in fear, in release. Aftermath. Reed helps Kay to her feet. She's pale. Her pupils flicker. Reed. What did you see? Kay. Enough to know the truth. Reed. Which is? Kay. Elara didn't just make me to survive. She made me to forgive. They stare at the shattered harp. And then up, as alarms begin to rise in the city above. Reed. That woke someone. Kay. Good. Chapter 17, The Signal Mirror. Calthera stirs like a beast in low orbit. Above, every shard tower begins to flicker, jagged beams of green and blue data light stretching skyward into the artificial night. The city is coming online. Not as infrastructure, but as a sentient entity, one that remembers its creators, its betrayers, and Elara. Kay and Reed exit the underground ruins, stepping into a fractured square once called the Reflecting Yard. It's quiet. Too quiet. Beneath their boots, glass tiles display flickers of old advertisements, memory recordings, lost dreams uploaded for public therapy. Now they glitch, stuttering between joyful family scenes and corporate war footage. Reed, watching tiles. It's blending memory with signal. It doesn't know what's real anymore. Kay, touching a tile. Or maybe it's trying to show us both. She activates a pulse. A wave of projection rises around them, a memory map, raw and half-corrupted. They see Elara in a lab, tired, bleeding, programming genetic strands. A younger Kay, unconscious, floating in a birthing pod, unformed. The collapse of the Telos Corp boardroom windows shattering as rebellion detonates across the district. And then, the signal mirror, a structure beneath the city, long hidden. A failsafe. Reed. What is that? Kay, distant. The last lock. The place Elara buried her final message. Suddenly, the sky opens. A hunter drone drops through the upper layers of the hex grid like a falling angel, sleek, matte black, humming with a core of molten energy. Behind it, more lights. A full sweep team. Automated voice. Target acquired, subject K013. Bring to core for live extraction. Reed, pulling his gun. Well, we're popular again. Kay doesn't move. She simply stares into the memory projection, and reaches her hand inside. Her fingers burn, but she pulls something out, a key-shaped shard of luminous crystal, humming with static. Kay. We're going to the signal mirror. Now. They run. As drones descend, the reflecting yard collapses behind them, eaten by cascading data fire. Int. Signal catacombs, entrance tunnel. They descend through an old maglev tube, overridden with vines and electric roots. The deeper they go, the warmer it gets. Reed's visor fogs. Reed, panting. Why is it hot down here? Kay. It's near the core hearth. This whole city has a beating heart. We're heading straight into it. A warning flares on Reed's HUD. Warning memory field distortion detected. The closer they get, the more unreal everything becomes, echoes of people walking past them, conversations they never had, smells from places that no longer exist. Reed. I don't trust anything down here. Kay. That's the point. This place was made to break people. We're going to wake it up. Chapter 18, Core Hearth. The tunnel narrows. Their footsteps echo as the air thickens, not just with heat, but with electromagnetic weight. Kay and Reed descend into the core hearth, the neural heart of Calthera, a subterranean construct built to store the city's soul. As they cross a threshold marked by a rusted inscription. We fed the flame. We became the signal. The ground glows beneath them in complex spirals of old code. This is pre-collapse tech. Pure Elara design. The chamber opens into a vast, cathedral-like basin, part machine, part temple. Walls pulse with crimson and blue light, stitched with data veins that pulse like arteries. Giant cylindrical servers spiral upward like pillars to nowhere. In the center of the room, a suspended crystalline sphere, pulsing with light and voices. It's the signal mirror. Reed, in awe. It's alive. Kay, approaching. No. It's listening. She reaches into her coat, retrieves the memory shard from the reflecting yard, and presses it into the mirror's socket. The lights in the chamber flicker, and then surge. The walls begin to display Elara's final message. Speaker high volume Elara, recording. If you're seeing this, it means the grid has begun reactivating. Telos Corp failed. Their override virus, my daughter, survived. Kay, you are the last clean signal. You are what we feared, someone with free thought in a city built to enslave it. The signal mirror was my last gift. It will amplify your presence, not to control, but to awaken. This city remembers me. But it can follow you. Be warned. Others will come for you. The ones who built this world from the bones of the old. They don't want change. They want control. But you are the flame now. The recording ends. The chamber dims to black. Kay, softly. I don't want to lead a revolution. Reed, looking around. You don't have a choice anymore. Suddenly, alarms. From above, ceiling plates slide open. Floodlights hit them like search beams. Telos Corp operatives descend via repellers, clad in tactical graphite suits, armed with psi lances. A voice crackles through the chamber. Commander. K013. Stand down. You're not the first attempt, and you won't be the last. Kay steps forward. Kay. You're right. I'm not the first. But I'm the last one you'll ever control. Her hands begin to glow. The mirror pulses in sync. The core hearth awakens. Chapter 19, Ignite Protocol. The chamber erupts into chaos. The signal mirror surges with light, fractal pulses of golden code arcing across the walls like solar flares. Operatives descend fast and clean, forming a perimeter around the platform. Their psi lances snap with dark energy, disrupting the ambient signal around Kay and Reed. But it's too late. Reed, ducking behind a console. They're not here to capture you. They're here to erase the mirror. Kay, eyes glowing, calm. Then we burn first. Her feet lift from the floor, not flight, but signal displacement. The mirror amplifies her neural field, linking her mind to the cathedral's ancient framework. Light spider webs across her skin like circuitry, white-hot, alive. The operatives open fire. But the bullets bend, curving away in arcs of golden force. Kay raises her arm, and a wave of stored memory releases, not data, not noise, but emotion, weaponized, fear, sorrow, rebellion, love. The lead commando screams, overwhelmed by visions not his own, memories of those the corporation silenced. Commando, falling to his knees. What is this? What are you? Kay. Human. Reed flanks left, tosses a proximity mine, and takes down 2 more guards in a flash of carbon smoke and EMP shock. The mirror flickers. A countdown begins, its ignition sequence triggered. A voice booms through the entire complex, Elara's, again, but synthesized now with the mirror's consciousness. Signal mirror. Ignite protocol, initiated. Viral signal to disrupt grid. Broadcast, K013. Read. You're the new source signal. The entire city's gonna hear you. KAY, gritted. Good. Let them remember what we lost. Outside, Calthera skyline. Shards of light burst from underground. Towers pulse as long-dormant servers reawaken, syncing to the mirror's frequency. People across the lower sectors, scavvers, rogue synthetics, old mines and cloud tanks, suddenly pause. They hear her voice. Not a speech. Not propaganda. A memory. Of Elara, dying. Of Kay, born. Of resistance, seated. Back in the core hearth. The last operative lunges with a blade, pure psychotropic silver. He slashes at Kay's chest, and misses. Reed drops him with a stun round, and grabs Kay as the signal mirror reaches critical threshold. The chamber shakes. Ceiling cracks. Flame and code roar through the air. Reed, yelling. We've got to move, this place is going nova. Kay doesn't run. Instead, she grabs the core. Her body lights up. She screams. Not in pain, in transmission. Across the city, everyone hears her. KAY, broadcast. You're not broken. You're not forgotten. You are the signal. And the fire starts now. She lets go. The mirror explodes, not destructively, but like a sunrise. Light washes over Calthera. The system resets. Fade to black. Only breathing. Then silence. Chapter 20, Embers of Memory. Silence. Then, a hum. Not mechanical. Not digital. Something more, human. A heartbeat. Kay awakens in a rooftop garden, high above the shattered skyline of Calthera. The air is warm, tinged with ash and ozone. Beneath her, the city glows, not in corporate neon, but in bioluminescent threads now growing through the towers like veins of reborn Earth. The signal mirror is gone. But its echo persists. Reed sits nearby, shirt torn, arm in a sling, watching the skyline. Reed. You lit it up like the old myths said. A signal strong enough to rewrite memory. Or restore it. Kay sits up slowly. She's different now, more grounded, more real. Her skin still flickers faintly with residual code, like the final embers of a dying star. Kay. I saw everything. The experiments. The betrayals. Elara's last hope. And me. Reed, nodding. You're not just her creation anymore. The city below stirs. People are climbing out from under. Out from the slums, the data crypts, the synthetic ghettos. For the first time in decades, the grid doesn't fight them. It listens. Read. What now? Kay, standing. Now we build something new. Something they can't overwrite again. She holds a piece of the shattered mirror, a tiny shard still pulsing with light. A seed. Elsewhere, deep within Teloscorp Prime. In a dark chamber, an old executive watches Kay's transmission on loop. He's faceless, augmented beyond recognition, his voice processed through layers of synthetic calm. Executive, cold. Initiate protocol black. If the fire spreads, burn the roots. A silent figure nods. A new project is activated. Hydra 9, the contingency. Back in Calthera. As dawn breaks, not artificial, but the first true sunrise in generations, piercing the smog, Kay walks toward a group of children watching her from behind a ruined barricade. She kneels, holds out the mirror shard. Kay, softly. It's not mine. It's ours now. The children step forward. In the distance, new signal towers rise. Not for control. For communication. The revolution won't be televised, it will be remembered. Chapter 21, Fracture Bloom. Night returns to Calthera slowly. The skyline flickers, not in corporate advertisements, but with broken signal halos, glitching fractal patterns that dance like flame across the horizon. These are the residual effects of Kay's broadcast, the fracture bloom. Signal ghosts that now drift through the net like ascensioned aurora. In the newly awakened Sector 9 reach, Kay and Reed explore the aftermath. The sector was once a memory vault, now, it breathes. Vines grow through cracks in the data walls, and holograms of lost people wander without source code, flickering between identities. One of them approaches Kay. Ghost child, softly. Are you the girl from the light? Kay bends down, taking the child's hand, his skin ripples with corrupted metadata, old emotion logs bleeding from his eyes. Kay. No. I'm just someone who remembered what light looks like. The ghost smiles, and vanishes. His data discharges into the ground, seeding another flower. Reed, watching. The signal is mutating. You're not just changing the city. You're healing it. But not all change is peace. In the distance, a new monorail, Hydra 9 branded, slices through the skyline. Ominous, silent, and heavily armored. It leaves a trail of black particulate in the air, something not synthetic. Kay, watching the train. They're sending something else. Chapter 22, The Daughters of Static. Inside a hidden vault under Old Grid Point, Kay and Reed meet with the first resistance cluster responding to the broadcast. They call themselves the Daughters of Static. These are not rebels in armor. They are artists, old tech nomads, and AI ghosts in borrowed bodies. Their skin is marked with signal scars. Their eyes shimmer with reflected data. Leader, Mother Yra. We've been whispering for decades, waiting for a signal strong enough to echo through the bones of the city. You're that echo. You're the inheritance. They show Kay an ancient server, not Telos, not corporate. Something older. Encrypted with Elara's pre-collapse designs. Inside, blueprints for a city beneath Calthera, a city that never came to be. Mother Yra. Elara never wanted to control Calthera. She wanted to replace it. A world where memory could not be rewritten. Kay. She didn't fail. She just ran out of time. They begin decoding the files. But something strange happens, a presence activates inside the old server. Not hostile. Not human. It speaks in Elara's voice. Voice. If you're hearing this, the city still breathes. But you're not ready. Not yet. They'll come. And they won't come as men. They'll come as storms. Kay's eyes narrow. The daughters hand her a map, 5 points of convergence, where the old city's signal seeds are buried. Reed. We're gonna have to dig deep. Kay. And fast. before the storms arrive. Outside, thunder cracks, unnatural, machine thunder. The HYDRA-9 skyships have launched. Chapter 23, Shadows Under Iron. Night has never been so loud. From the underside of the monorail bridges, the sound of HYDRA-9 skyships slicing through the smog isn't just noise, it's a warning. Telos Corp has unleashed the storm processors, low-orbit drones armed with EMP lashes and crowdmine suppressors. In the far eastern district of Calthera, Ferrous Glen, a city quadrant buried under old steel and iron blossom, the static rains begin to fall. Not water. Not digital. A fine, glistening ash that erodes memory layers on contact. Kay, Reed, and a few members of the Daughters of Static move silently along rusted catwalks between rotted towers. They were repurposed neural filters patched with scraps of pre-collapse tech. Reed, watching ash on his glove. This stuff eats signal. Not just tech, people too. Daughter Jax. Hydra 9 rain. Grown in cloud tanks. Once it touches you, you start forgetting what you love first. Kay lowers her hood, letting some of the ash touch her hand. Her skin resists it, flickers of golden signal pulse, fighting off the corrosion. Kay, grim. It's not memory it eats. It's resistance. Ferrous Glen, signal seed node Zeta 3. Deep within a half-collapsed freight temple, part church, part server hub, the team finds the signal seed, a spherical, crystallized network pulsing with dormant life. Around it lie old bodies, monks, data tenders who once tried to protect the node. Kay kneels beside the core. The room hums to life. Old prayers begin playing, a loop of voices in dozens of languages, all saying the same thing. We preserve what must be remembered. As Kay touches the node, her mind floods with fragments. Elara's face. The first city schematics. A child laughing in the static fields. A machine breaking free from its script. Read. This one's clean. No tampering. Kay, focused. Then it's time to awaken it. She channels her core signal into the node, golden light explodes upward, blasting a signal spike through Calthera's storm ceiling. Cutaway, Telos Corp Tower, Black Null Room. The faceless executive watches the light with unblinking synthetic eyes. Executive, flat. One seat awakened. 4 remain. Behind him, the door hisses open. A tall, translucent figure enters. It is Agent Vire, a being no longer bound by flesh, stitched together from corporate will and dead code. Executive. Do not kill her. Break her. Then bring me what remains. Back in Ferrous Glen. As the team prepares to move, a low roar echoes from below the freight temple. The ground shakes. From the shadows, 6-legged drones crawl upward, chrome limbs clicking, eyes glowing with anti-signal light. psi-hounds. Signal-consuming war dogs once outlawed after the Elara riots. Reed, cocking his weapon. Time to go. Kay, eyes flaring. No. Time to burn. She steps forward, palms glowing. The node pulses behind her, casting light on the fallen dead, and awakening ghost allies, flickering warriors of light from past resistance cycles. A war is coming. This was just the first spark. Chapter 24, The Battle of Ferrous Glen. The freight temple hums like a living thing. As the signal seed fully awakens, its radiant pulse surges through Ferrous Glen, igniting old street lamps, flickering neon saints in rusted chapel windows, and the ghost memories embedded deep within the infrastructure. They begin to awaken, fragmented consciousnesses, former citizens preserved in code and steel. Outside, the HYDRA-9 psi-hounds descend like locusts, their limbs skittering along cathedral rails and data spires. 6-legged, sleek, and built for signal erasure, they sniff the air for quantum anomalies. They smell K. Reed, drawing his weapon. 10, no, 20. And that's just the first pack. JEX, checking her neural rifle. We can't stay and fight. The ash is thickening, Our minds. Kay, steady. They want this place empty. But we have the ghosts. We hold the line. She places her hand on the freight temple floor. The old tiles light up. Glyphs of Elara's forgotten language, sacred command lines from before the collapse. The signal seed pulses again, casting a wave of golden mist across the room. Then, the first psi-hound leaps through the stained glass window. Time slows. Kay moves like lightning, a burning arc of code and emotion. Her blade, made of folded memory and raw data, slices through the creature's core. It explodes into black static, leaving a streak of smoke behind. Kay, to the team. Stand with me. The dead remember. We are not alone. The ghosts respond. Dozens of them, spectral rebels, code shadows of past uprisings, rise from the walls, their voices like broken modem screams and lullabies. They were fragments of old armor, glowing with purpose. They collide with the psi-hounds. Gunfire and signal clashes echo through Ferrous Glen. The walls sing with combat. Reed, firing. We're outgunned, Kay, eyes glowing. But not outnumbered. From above, the golden light of the awakened node cuts through the rain of iron ash, creating a safe zone, a bubble of preserved thought and clarity. Inside it, they are protected. But it's temporary. Mother Yra overcomes. Kay. A Hydra crawler is inbound. If it reaches the node. Kay. We lose everything. The group regroups on the freight balconies, as the massive shape of the Hydra crawler lumbers through the eastern corridor, a 4-story mechanized beast, armed with pulse blades, disruptor lances, and a siphon core. Kay closes her eyes. And calls the node. A second pulse erupts from the seed, shattering the ground, transforming the very terrain of Ferrous Glen into a living labyrinth of signal spikes and memory gates. The crawler stalls. And then, from beneath the node, an ancient AI awakens. Gideon, Elara's last guardian. Gideon, in Old World voice. System integrity confirmed. Threats identified. Countermeasures, authorized. The crawler is struck by a beam of compressed memory, a billion lost voices turned into fire. It crashes backward, its hull crumpling. The battle ends. The ghosts begin to fade, not in fear, but in peace. Kay steps to the center of the now glowing node. Kay, to herself. One seed. One truth. This city isn't just alive. It remembers. Chapter 25, Memory wakes the machine. The rain has stopped. Ferrous Glen lies still, its cathedral scorched, its iron vines burned black in the wake of the battle. Smoke rises like incense as fractured light from the signal seed filters through broken windows. Kay stands alone in the temple, her coat torn, her eyes glowing faint gold. Her pulse syncs with the node. Kay, softly. It's only the beginning. Behind her, Reed limps forward, wounded but steady. The few remaining daughters of static collect fragments, data shards, drone cores, melted fragments of Hydra tech. These are no longer trophies. They're proof. Proof that the city is still fighting. As they prepare to leave, the signal seed hums again. Louder this time. Different. The floor beneath them opens with a gentle shift. Not violently, but as if obeying a long-forgotten command. Beneath the freight temple lies a hidden shaft. Stairs. Real ones. Not fabricated, not virtual. Carved into basalt and lined with cold, breathing copper. The node flickers, and Elara's voice returns, clearer now. Elara, echoing. You've opened the first vein. Below the city is the machine. Above it, the lie. You must go deeper. Kay looks at Reed. Kay. This was never about Calthera. It was about what's under it. Reed. What the hell did Elara build down there? They descend. The light fades. 1 level. 2. 3. They pass walls covered in forgotten code, etched in overlapping layers, languages from across centuries. They pass frozen servers humming with quiet life, servers that were never connected to the modern web. And then, a door. No lock. No keypad. Just Kay's handprint, and her will. She places her palm on it. It opens with a song, a soft, wordless chorus of voices lost long ago. The air behind it is warm, humming. Something very old and very awake. They step inside and stop cold. Before them stands an ancient structure. Organic, colossal, and impossibly intricate. A machine. But not built by hands. Grown. Glowing veins pulse along its hull. Its shape resembles a heart, not metaphorically, but exactly. Biological. Electrical. Monumental. Reed, barely whispering. This isn't architecture. This is a nervous system. At its base, a chair. No cables. No restraints. A throne, waiting. Kay approaches it slowly, her breath caught in awe and fear. Kay, to herself. This is what Elara died for. From above, a single strand of light descends, touches her chest, and opens every memory she's ever locked away. The farm. Her mother's laugh. The first time she saw Calthera's skyline. The day it betrayed her. And with it, thousands more. Not hers. Everyone's. Elara's voice. The city was never the end. It was the seed. And now it remembers. The throne glows. Kay turns back to read, her voice shaking, not with fear, but purpose. Kay. Tell them. This isn't the end of the uprising. It's the beginning of something older. Something buried. She sits. The light rise.